I wanted to share very quickly how I made this 80s kind of synthwave snare sound. So I started off with a simple just LM1 samples that I imported into Kong. You can hear the snare is quite dry on there, so there's not much going on. So all I did on that bit was just I moved the tone knob up a little bit just to make it sound a little bit nicer. And then if we go down to here, on the snare itself, I've added some reverb to give it that 80s sound. And the reverb, I enabled the gate on that so that when you hit it, then the reverb, as soon as you take your hand off, or as soon as the sound stops, the reverb stops as well. Gives it that really kind of 80s sound on there. And then the other thing I did to make it sound even more kind of synthwave and 80s is, you see I've got this snare noise layer. So if I press the tab button and I go to the back here where you can see all the wires, output number 2, which is the snare on the Kong drummer, you've got the gate out. If you move that all the way, or attach it with the wire all the way down to this subtractor here, to the gate input on the sequencer control there. Now if we go back, so that is this number 2 here, the wires around the back are attached to this subtractor here, and the subtractor, oscillator 1 and 2, nothing's going on there, but I did enable the noise on there. So what that means is when you hit the snare, then not only does a snare sound trigger on this one with the reverb, but you also get just a noise on this one. And I played around with the with the envelope filters and stuff a little bit, but this is what it's like with a little bit of reverb. And then if you add the noise onto it, don't know if you can hear that, let me turn up a little bit. So you get that kind of sizzle on top. So the original one, and then adding the noise, and you get that. So let me just enable what I've called the other drums, and then this is a second kick drum here, which just adds a bit more bass to it. So that should be all the drums enabled, and if I hit play on that,